walking on a dream. How can I explain?
Welcome everyone to episode 2 of the Forza World podcast. We are here, the sun is shining, it's not super warm today, but it's decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. The sun's shining, sparrows are chirping, everything's making sounds, squirrels everywhere. It's good stuff. I like it. Summer's here.
Squirrels.
I don't like squirrels. Squirrels are stupid. I don't like them.
Chipmunks I'm fine with. I don't like squirrels.
Yeah, probably like landscape-wise, they're both just as much of a nuisance.
Yes.
But I equally... No, actually, that's not true. I like chipmunks a little bit better.
Yeah.
They're better. Squirrels suck. Fuck squirrels.
Yeah. Squirrels are just overly aggressive for no reason.
Yeah, and they dig up your lawn, and they're just... I don't know. They're just like tree rats. That's all they are. Tree rats.
Tree rats.
My grandpa calls them roof rats, actually. Is what my grandpa calls them.
This is very off topic. All right. Episode 2.
This is a car podcast, by the way.
Yes,
so we're talking about squirrels and vegetation.
Yeah. Tonight, we talk about squirrels.
Yeah, and you know what? It is true, though. The weather's awesome. We got some beers here. We're going to have some beers during this podcast because it was something we talked about last week. You know,
I'm excited to try the ones that you brought.
Yeah, like what's our favorite, just like standard go-to beer? And both of us are stupid. We don't really have one because we like a lot of beer. So I have brought...
We're alcoholics.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
So I brought a Grolsch and Stella Artois.
That sounds like a German STD.
Have you ever? Oh my God. Have you ever had a Grolsch?
No.
Very good. So the bottle you can see on the can. No, shut up.
The bottle you can see on the can.
So they've got like this iconic bottle design where it's kind of like this pop top. That metal thing flips up.
Yeah.
So this is a can. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get the bottles in Canada.
Yes.
But I quite like Grolsch in
This
North
has just
America.
got a whole bunch of Russian on it.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
It does. Brewed and canned by...
Let me see.
There's so much. You have another one.
I do.
There's a lot of... There's
there is Russian.
There's a lot of Russian.
It's not a Russian beer, I don't think. It's
I think it's...
It's out of the UK, I swear.
Is it? I don't know.
No, it's German. Label on the can looks like a part for my car.
Nice.
Manschamp.
Sweet.
So, yeah, that's definitely German. Anyways, very good.
This is a good car podcast.
This is a great car podcast. We've done everything except for talk for cars. So, I'm going to crack a beer. I think you're going to crack that Grolsch.
I'm going to crack this, yeah.
We'll get into it. Beverage related. Cars and coffee. So
yes.
we were in London, Ontario, not the second best London. And
isn't it the only second London?
I'm sure there's other like similarly poverty Londons, but this is definitely the second best.
It's definitely a poverty London.
It's a good sized city, and you can see that by the turnout and the cars and the coffee because it was so crazy. We've got posts up, and we had a IG Live that did really well. People were really fired up to see what was there, like a lot of really rare cars. Carrera GT, heard of it? That was just casually there.
There's a 356, 1600 Super. There was a Vesuvio Metallic 964.
Yes. What was that Lamborghini, the blue one?
Super Trofeo Stradale.
Very
It was
nice.
the road version of the Super Trofeo.
Yeah, there was the really nice McLaren.
There were a couple really nice McLarens.
Was there a Longtail?
No.
No.
There was a 600 LT.
Yes.
There was 2 650s. One was a Spider. One was a coupe. There was the Cayenne Trans-Siberia.
Yeah.
In a manual transmission, which was insane.
1 of 2?
1 of 3.
1 of 3.
One
That
of
is
3.
bananas.
It's an old Cayenne. It's a 2010 Cayenne, so it's not the best looking SUV. It's not.
It is hideous.
But it's 1 of 3 with a manual transmission in the Trans-Siberia, which is a really cool version of a Cayenne. If I was to buy that generation Cayenne, I'd buy a Trans-Siberia.
Yeah. What was cool about that show, too, was you had a lot of the rare Porsche stuff.
Yep.
And that one paint to sample, paint to leather Porsche was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's sold.
I saw that. It was awesome. But there was a Challenge Stradale, which I quite like. There was a sweet F430. There was also...
There's a 328 GTS.
Yes.
There's a 348.
Yep. Lamborghini's Bentley Speed.
Bentley Speed, yeah. Well, there was quite a few, like Cayman GT4s, Boxster Spiders.
Oh, Buick GNX.
There were two GNXs.
Which is also crazy.
Yeah.
There's not many of those. There was let me see.
CT. There was a CT4 Blackwing.
There was GT500, a couple GT500s really. There was a sick. You know what? There was actually. We'll put this audio on top of some pictures. We'll put this. Make sure to put this on Instagram.
Yes.
There was an unbelievable Dodge Charger there. And it was like a late 60s, I want to say 68, 69 Charger.
Yep.
And it had the entire interior swapped out with a modern...
Challenger Hellcat.
Yeah. It was really cool. So it was, the old shell, but a brand new interior. So you got like Apple CarPlay and everything and the new seats.
Yep.
And it just looked
It had
so wicked.
the Hellcat motor in it too.
Yeah. And it sounded just crazy pulling out. But it was... a really unique, neat car to see at a Porsche Cars and Coffee, considering everything else that was there.
Was exotic.
Yeah.
Or just a track-oriented performance car.
It was just, everything was just nice, straight up. Like, they had that caddy, like that slow, loud, and banging caddy. It had hydraulics in it, bouncing up and down.
That was
Doggy
hilarious.
Dog. It was awesome. It was just a really good time. So we were happy to be there. It sounds like they're, last year, I think they only did 2. This year, they're going to do 1 a month, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's the talk.
The next
anyways.
one's coming up in June.
Yeah, so we're gonna be there. I'm probably gonna take my car. There actually was an Edition 1 C63.
Yeah,
the 2012. That was also at Cars and Coffee. So I was like, you know what? I should probably bring mine down. Yeah. If that's there, I should probably bring mine. So it'll be cool. Next time we'll have a horse in the race, and we'll get some more pictures.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you'll see us down there. We'll be live. We'll be there. We'll be showing everything that's there. It'll be very similar. Good Cars and Coffee, good general experience. Moving on, this has nothing to do with the Cars and Coffee whatsoever. The F8 Tributo is now available for unlock in Horizon 5.
It looks sick. Side note, it looks so good.
It's a very, very good looking car.
Yeah.
I still personally, in my opinion, IMO, the 458 looks better.
Yeah, I agree. I think most people would agree with that. I think this looks better than the 488. Yes. I think it's like a cooler looking version of it because it was kind of in between. It was sort of a 458, but you know what I mean? They borrowed some of the styling, but they kind of changed the stuff they changed. I don't think it was for the better. I think it wasn't nicest. Like that point on the headlight, that perfect. I don't know.
Yep. No, I understand.
This was much more its own car, but so it's in Forza.
It's in Forza now. Yep. You can unlock it. You need 20 points in the season, whatever, to get it. You do some races. You do the trial, whatever it is.
How long do you think it'd take?
I did it in an hour max.
Yeah, I was gonna say an hour or two.
It doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
But my issue with it is after I unlocked it, first thing I do is paint it because the stuff, unless it's as one does, you want to make it your own. Like you throw some upgrades in it, you throw some cool paint on there, whatever it is. There are 4 stock color options on the F8 Tributo.
What?
In Forza.
There's 4. Hang on. So like when you go in and it's the manufacturer colors.
Yes.
You're saying there's 4.
There's 4.
Because I haven't unlocked it yet, so there's only 4.
No, there's only 4. Take a guess what those 4 colors are, Jason.
Red. Yep. Yellow.
Yep.
Silver.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No silver.
That's fucking stupid. 4th color? I don't know. Black, probably.
Nope. No black.
Well, I mean, I can always paint that, but no black?
No black.
So then what the hell are the other 2 colors?
A metallic blue. Like a mid, it's not really a royal blue.
So it's not like a deeper.
It's not deep. It's
Is it
kind
like
of
that
a lighter,
nice F430 blue?
I would point to the bag, but nobody else can see that. But it's that blue. But metallic.
It's not a nice blue.
It's not.
Okay.
It's It's not your ideal blue.
What's the other one?
A dark matte green.
Come on, Aaron. I'm trying to drink a beer here. Dark. Ew, man.
Dark matte green. Those are the 4
with
colors.
stripes?
Nope.
That's stupid. That's dumb. I don't even remember seeing one of those, like a picture of one like that.
No.
That's stupid. I don't like that. And that's it. There's no other colors.
Those are the only colors that you get to choose from the stock colors. If you want to paint it whatever color you want, that's fine. But you have to, choose the color and tune the color. You adjust the slider.
Yeah, and then you get bored of it. And then turn off Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get 4 colors, and that's it. And this is why this bothers me, because Ferraris, yes, you're typically painting them in red. If you're
red, yellow, silver, black.
Red,
probably, yeah.
Yep, or white, because
White's the other one. Yeah, no white too.
no
That's also
no
silly.
white. But if I unlock a Ferrari in Forza, the odds of me owning a Ferrari F8 Tributo in real life are slim to none. Mainly because Ferrari would look at me and say, no, I don't want you driving my car because you don't have 13 million followers on Instagram and
Yeah.
you're not a soccer player or basketball
Yeah,
player, whatever. You're not Drake, so you don't get to buy a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So it bothers me because if I want to drive that car, I want to paint it in a stock color that's going to be my own car. But when you give me 4 color options, what am I going to choose from between those 4 colors? So
If you don't want red, yeah, you're probably not going to want the other ones.
no.
Yeah.
So what's the point? And yeah, okay, I get it how the design team and the developers have to go in and they have to scan the car and the colors and they have to, see how the light's going to reflect and all that stuff. But you go to some of the other Porsches in the game, and there's like 13 colors. But they have, the standard black, the standard white, the standard yellows and reds, and then they have the metallics, and then they have some paint to sample colors. And you're like, why can't you do that with Ferrari?
Well, I'd be interested to know if it's the manufacturer actually limiting the game from only doing certain colors. Because that is kind of a Ferrari move to be like, you can have this in the game, but these are the only colors you can scan.
That's very much a Ferrari move.
That could be a thing. But I've seen this with a couple cars now where it's like, why the fuck don't they have that color, like that manufacturer color? It makes no sense sometimes. So I'd be interested to know, like if it's, just the fact of, the developers need to scan this and everything. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like you and me could probably take a guess in the paint editor and like get pretty damn close to what it is in real life. Yeah. And everybody would be fine. You can continue to refine it as you get a new one to scan in person. Like, I'd be cool with that. If you can get it like pretty close. But what got me thinking is, I wonder if the manufacturers have an issue with that. There's some concerns. But to flip-flop again, I can't see Ferrari being like, do a matte green as one of your 4 colors. That represents our car really well. Yeah. I can't see that. That just makes no sense.
Yeah. Because they have the dark green available in a lot of other cars.
Metallic, though.
No.
The matte, you mean?
No, it's a gloss, non-metallic green. But it's available on the 812. It's available on the 458 Special. It's available on
Tipo 40 guy have it.
No, that's Verde Francesca.
I like that color. If you're listening,
I like that
look
color.
up that color.
Yes, Verde Francesca is is a beautiful green. It is a really nice light, kind of like a champagne green.
Yeah,
if I can,
like an olive sort of green.
Yes, but it's not really that olivey. It's more like
it's like a light olive.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it other than champagne green, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. He has it on his
He's got a special, does he?
No, 488 Pista. That's it.
Yeah.
488 Pista. But there was one paint. There was an SF90 painted in the same color in Verde Francesca. So
SF90 also in Forza now.
It is. Yeah. It's really fast.
It's stupid fast. I was saying I think I was saying to you the other day, where it's like both of those cars kind of came out of nowhere for me. Mm-hmm. Like there was always so much hype around. Like maybe I'm just old school and I'm stuck in the past, but like 458, right? When that car came out, blew everybody's minds.
Yep.
Aventador, that car came out, blew everybody's minds.
LaFerrari,
the supercar class, right? The Holy Trinity, of course.
McLaren P1, 918 Spider.
Exactly. When those cars came out, they dominated headlines and everything. It was a big event when they came out. It was like everybody's looking forward to this, and it was like official. They're producing it.
Even the GT2 RS.
Yeah, 100%. There was a lot of hype around, right? But it just kind of, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't following the right people, but I just felt like the SF90 just kind of like showed up, and I didn't really understand what it was. Like I'm driving this thing in the game, and it's like stupid fast.
Yeah.
I don't know it was that fast. Like I knew it had good stats, but it's like blows the doors off the F8.
Yeah.
Of course, as it would. But I thought they were in the same kin, sort of, but they're not even close.
They're not even close.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So no, also in the game, but I don't know how the color options down on that really quick.
I don't know. I got mine and I instantly painted it like a champagne color, kind of like a champagne beige-ish.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, that looks really good. Yeah,
it does look good. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Staying on the Italian side of things, this is very big news.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Lamborghini.
Yep. Lamborghini, for those of you that didn't know, is going to be entering LMDH, which is the new hypercar class.
Prototype hypercar.
Racing.
Yep.
The top of endurance racing. And this is a huge deal.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back to Forza Motorsport 4 and hop in any of the prototype cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, like that class. That's when that class was last bumping. I mean,
Like
who
that
do we...
V12 BMW, the Porsche, the Penske Porsche, the yellow Penske Porsche.
Yeah, and this class is starting to come back, and it's starting to become revitalized. I mean, what really initially killed it was the whole VW emission scandal that really took down a big chunk of that program because nobody wanted to compete in it anymore. But Lamborghini's in, which is huge because we've already got Ferrari, we've already got Porsche, we've already got Audi, right? We've got all these different guys. I think, is GM doing something with that?
I don't think GM's going to be in there. Who else? I think Bugatti was
toying with the idea. So was Koenigsegg. Bentley. I heard Bentley might be in. You got to think they're definitely thinking about it now.
BMW is going to be
confirmed.
In. Yep.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, BMW is going to be in. What else?
Mercedes. Mercedes for sure, of course.
Is Mercedes?
100%. That's why they developed that car. That is on the cover of the game that we like.
Yeah.
It's the only reason it exists, actually.
That's true.
So that's actually crazy to think. So you got the like all these major German automakers are fully on board for this. It's a huge deal that Lamborghini's there for a lot of reasons. The first one, I think, is no secret that if they're in this, they're developing something big. Yep. Something's coming. And if you don't believe me, you're silly, because that's the name of the game, right? That's why people enter motorsports, is to either develop products or to advertise. Lamborghini don't need to advertise. Everybody knows who Lamborghini is. So they're up to something, which is really cool. But
Audi, Porsche, Acura, BMW, Cadillac.
Oh yeah, let's go.
You were right. GM is in there. One that I'm very excited for is Alpine.
Yes, Alpine. Getting very serious with the race program.
And then Lamborghini. There's rumors with Ford, rumors with Proton.
Proton might do it, yeah.
They might do it with Porsche.
Yeah, I can see that.
McLaren's likely to do something. Bugatti, there's a rumor. Peugeot, they're probably only going to be in LMH, not LMDH. Same with Glickenhaus. Glickenhaus is probably going to be in LMH.
Yeah, it depends on how that is going. I know they're working hard to develop that car.
Yeah. But either way, it's gonna be an unreal race series.
Yeah, it'll be. It'll be really interesting. I got two names that come to mind right away: Aston Martin and McLaren. Mm-hmm. I think this is the nudge McLaren needs to go into that series of racing.
Yes,
because realistically, they're the last of all those groups in that kind of price tag of supercar, right?
McLaren.
Yeah, like that $200,000 to $400,000 range, even up to $5 million.
Yeah,
they're probably the last automaker that isn't in this, so they probably have no choice now. And I mean, they already got a good race program. They're in this league called Formula One, by the way. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Wait, Formula what?
Formula One.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the top racing thing. Anyway,
interesting.
So they've got a big factory.
Didn't they do a race in the U.S. or something like that?
Something like that. They also make a pretty decent road car.
Oh.
So
what's that called?
I don't know, McLaren's, something like that.
McLaren something? Okay.
So anyways, this small company out of somewhere in the UK, they're going to be interested now because they're effectively the last people not in it. Yeah. I think Aston Martin is really regretting their motorsport decisions because they yoinked themselves out of GT racing, factory-backed GT racing. They still have customer cars, and they partner with customers' cars and everything like that. Similar to what Porsche does in North America right now in IMSA.
Yep.
They have like factory-supported teams, but they're not really factory teams. Anyways, it's really stupid. But I bet you they're regretting going in F1 right now because that series is going to be a hell of a series. That list you just rattled off, oh my goodness, that's going to be something else.
I'm excited to see not only where the cars go and how the cars look, how they sound, how they drive, but I'm excited to eventually, because we both know this is going to happen. I'm eventually I'm excited to eventually be able to drive them in a motorsport game, like the new
Yes.
Forza Motorsport. That's eventually going to come out whenever it decides to.
I can see it being soon. It's getting close to either this year or next year.
No, it's not going to. I doubt.
don't think this year?
I don't think this year.
Why?
They have way too much stuff to worry about. Plus, if it's going to be exclusive to the new consoles,
Oh,
then everybody that has the older Xbox Ones, sorry, you're SOL. You don't get it.
By the way,
Yes.
Test Drive Unlimited is coming out with a new game. And they're going to be not supporting the PS4 and the Xbox One, the original.
The older ones.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
I think they had originally said this is something we're going to do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have announced that they're not doing it. I guess, right?
That's true. I'm going to be shit out of luck then because I got an Xbox One S.
Me too.
Right? Yeah,
I do too. I've been liking the whole cloud gaming thing on my computer because it processes it on the new console.
Yep.
But it's a little laggy, and for racing games, it's not great. Anyways, Test Drive. The graphics look okay. Like, it's not meant to be like a cutting edge game. It's just meant to be fun. So it sucks. We probably have to get a new console, but
it was the same with Test Drive Unlimited 2. When a Test Drive Unlimited 2 came out, there were some games that had way better graphics.
Yeah,
but
it's more of a concept than it is.
It was so much fun, and the amount of things you could do, like you had turn signals, you could roll the windows down to put the roof down on cars.
Yeah,
like that's what I want out of a driving game. Is not just the aspect of oh yeah, I'm gonna race around on a road circuit and I'm gonna race around on a track and I'm gonna send my BMW Isetta through a forest.
Yeah, I think the argument's always been, well, we have to pick. Yeah. Right? We have to pick, do we want graphics or do we want like all this different versatility in the gameplay? I think that's kind of the problem.
I'd pick versatility.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I wouldn't mind, like, how many more graphic advancements are we going to make? Although, we really don't know what's coming with this new Forza Motorsport game. We weren't really planning on talking about that today.
No.
But it is a good point. Like, I'd be curious to see where they go with this game. And yeah, now that you say it, I could see it being one more year. We just had a game drop, right? Like, they might want to take some time with it to really perfect it. And I feel like we would have heard more news about it by now, and we just really haven't heard much.
Yeah.
So
on the topic of Forza, though, do you? And now this is going back. I'm going to use the Audi R8 as a reference. Back in Forza Motorsport 3, we had the Audi R8 with the V8, the 4.2 liter V8. V8 R8 in Motorsport 3. V10 R8 in Motorsport 4 and 5, but those ones had the gated manual. Now, they ended up moving away for the V10 Plus, which didn't have the gated manual. It had the S-Tronic. Then they came out with the new kind of squared off, facelifted version of the R8. And then now that's the newest version of the R8 that you can get in the game. But in Horizon 1, they had the R8 GT in the coupe and the Spider.
Yes, and the GT, for those of you that don't remember, had the little like front canard things.
Yep.
Little
and the
deflectors, big wing on it. Yeah,
they were just so
awesome.
So good looking.
Yeah.
But my gripe is, why don't they have? Now I understand people are like, there's too many Mustangs in the game. Now you get too many choices. I don't know which Mustang to drive. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care if there's 17 versions of the Mustang. They put the SVO in Forza, for God's sakes.
Well,
they
hang
put
on.
the SVO.
Where are you going with this?
Bring back more accessible cars. Bring back cars that were in older games.
Okay.
Even though there's newer versions of them. Because I would rather drive the gated manual R8 V10 than the new R8 V10 Plus performance with the square headlights.
Yes, I know. I think historically, 20, 30 years from now, people are going to like that first and second edition of the R8 the best. I think that was the best looking styling of it. But I agree with you. I think there should be kind of like that Gran Turismo style, like all these different trims and variations of similar cars.
Yep.
So like 6 different versions of the Mustang, because they are very different, unique cars. And the accessibility portion is a good point. Like, I wouldn't mind having a C63 sedan in the game. It's no different, really, like sound-wise or anything from the Black Series.
Yep.
And I guess there's not much of an incentive for them to do it, but it'd be my car.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd be down.
Yep.
So I can only imagine Mustang owners, Corvette owners.
Yep. Or even you have the E63. There's two generations of the E63. Why don't you put the wagon?
C63 wagon, by the way. C63 wagon.
Why don't you put the wagon in the game? Or the S-Class? I mean, granted, there's no S-Class in the game, but there was the S65 in Horizon 1. You could either bring the S-Class AMG back, or you could put the S-Class Coupe in the game, which would be sick.
Yeah, you could do a lot of little things like that. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could. I can't imagine it being too much work too. Like if you even look at something like the old, a lot of you won't remember, but the Pontiac G8 GXP.
Yeah.
If you did the Pontiac G8 GT, which the difference was one was a 6.2 liter, the other one was a 6 liter.
Yeah.
I mean,
one
it's
had
the
the
same car.
One didn't.
Yeah, and it was a different front fascia slightly, and a slightly different hood. I want to say too. That's it. So realistically, that's got to be like not much time for designers at all, right? Like it's just a slight redesign. Everything else, the mechanics and everything are going to be roughly the same.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to see more Mustangs and all that. I'm not the biggest Mustang guy, but I mean, I beat the wheels off of a GT or something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like a car, like I could go out and buy. It doesn't always have to be the top trim. Yeah, that's a good point. I'd like to see more variety with that.
Even an EcoBoost Mustang, like. They brought the SVO into the game, but they already have a Fox Body SVT. So all the people that have this SVO, they're either keeping that stock engine in it, or they're going to swap it for the 5-liter Mustang.
Yeah.
And boom, now you have the Fox Body SVT. So what's even the point of having the SVO in the game if you're not going to use that original engine?
Yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah, I think it's something that would be nice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's frustrating to have all of these, cars available, or cars out there, but they're just kind of overlooking them.
Yeah.
And you have this car pass where it's a paid thing. You pay for the car pass, and then you get the cars. And I know that we talked about on the last episode the December IGN car pack.
Oh yeah.
Which was an unreal car path,
top to bottom, a very good car pack to begin with.
The cars were great. You had the McLaren, the GTX1. That was the Ford. It was the GTX1.
Yes, very wrong last week.
Hummer
H1,
Hummer H1 Alpha, open top.
F-150 SVT.
Nope, that wasn't in that one.
Different one.
Yeah, and then there was the McLaren F1. But another really good one was the April Top Gear car pack, because that had the Aston Martin Vanquish, the 2012 Vanquish. It had the BMW M3 GTR. It had the Mercedes CLK GTR. It had what was the other one that they had? Oh, the Alfa Romeo TZ3 Zagato, which is a sick looking car.
It's bizarre.
It's so cool.
It's very strange.
It's
cool.
So cool. I would love that car. I don't care how reliable it is. I would love it.
Yeah.
Just to have it as a thing.
Yeah, that was a hell of a pack, top to
bottom. But they have these trailers, and I understand that doing a trailer is a lot of work, and what are we going to do? But if you know that the cars are going to come out eventually, do a trailer to get people excited for them. Because I think that's one of the reasons why the Car Pass isn't doing that well. Because they're not releasing trailers to get people excited for the cars in the Car Pass.
You think it's not doing that well?
Well, you buy the Car Pass, but you don't know what you're going to get.
It's a good point.
Because you buy it at the beginning.
You're just blindly buying it.
You're blindly buying this paid Car Pass, and you could be like, I'm going to spend $25 on this Car Pass so that I eventually get cars throughout the year. But then Forza could be like, haha, we're going to give you a Toyota Prius and a Ford Fusion Hybrid, and we're going to give you all these absolute shit cars. But, they don't do that. But to get people excited about the Car Pass, you take the 4 cars that are going to be released eventually throughout that week, you throw them in a trailer, and you make it sick.
Well, you know what's something I haven't even ever thought of until right now?
Oh.
Is all these... So we talk about this all the time. Like, they used to have all these sick trailers and these sick videos and everything. We were looking at one the other day, and the views were, like, moderate on it, right? Like, it was actually pretty high for a DLC pack, like a pretty minor 10-year-old DLC pack.
Yep.
What I didn't think about was they kind of stopped making those really sick videos right before they made an Instagram account. Because a lot of you might not remember that, like, Forza, like, Horizon didn't have its own Instagram account for a long-ass time.
No.
Like, I want to say
Horizon 3 that it started?
Yeah, I think it was like Horizon 3, man. Because Horizon 2, yeah, it definitely wasn't around. Horizon 3 was tiny, I'm pretty sure. They had like tiny page, wasn't verified.
Yep.
And it would seem like it would be a really good opportunity to make some dope videos because they have video editing tools in game and everything that we don't.
Yep.
And they made stuff look sick 10 years ago. So imagine what they can do now.
Yep.
That would be a great thing to put on social media. That would get me fired up.
Oh, yeah.
Put some music on, get some like sick shots of these cars because a lot of times they are sick cars that they're putting in.
A lot of the times.
And,
I mean, even this week right now, you had the SVT Lightning, the
sick.
Magnum SRT8.
Love that car.
Which is so cool.
I love that car as well.
The Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro.
Also sick.
Which is really cool. I can't remember the last one, but that just shows you how important it is.
Something else. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is it would be a sick way to get people fired up about it because right now it's pretty mundane. Like it's the same pictures, it's the same sort of shots, it's the same angle. It's very box artish. Like it looks like it's probably a poster at Walmart somewhere. It's the same sort of like settings and everything. There's nothing too dynamic or risky as far as like dark lighting or something cool.
Yeah.
Even that. So
let's drive this car on the highway, get a 3/4 front angle shot, take a picture of it.
yeah,
boom,
and
done.
I guess you know what, it does the job and it gets people going, but it would be cool to have that video side of it because it was something we honestly still enjoy very, very much. And I think you just get more mileage out of it.
Gets the people going.
It does get the people going. And I mean, we just watched a 10-year-old minor DLC YouTube video like 10 times today.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like there's mileage with people. It gets DMs. Like, check this out. It gets people. That's how I got into Mord Fustang.
Yeah.
Which is this really good electronic music man.
Yep.
So artist was the word I was looking for.
Music man.
So-
I didn't know where you were going with that.
So I don't know. Anyways, that would be cool. I see what you mean with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they had something more with what they were working on because they do have the capabilities.
Yeah.
But I mean to convince them to do that is basically like winning a lottery.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna say? Like, if somebody's listening to this, they're gonna be like, "Well, fuck these kids! Like, it's one of the fastest selling games. It's one of the best selling games of the year. Like, what do these kids know?" So it's like, yeah, I guess that's a good point. It's doing all right. What do you really need to adjust? But this is just what we see after all these years. There's
feedback.
things they used to do better. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of lotteries, how do you feel about? I know this is something that you want to complain about.
Fuck's sakes! So, a segment we're gonna have is Jason's complaint corner.
Because you have way too many complaints.
Yes,
and if
I love to complain.
I know you
it's
love
one of
to
my
complain.
favorite things.
If we had all of them lined up, we would run out of time. So this is going to
would.
be a weekly thing. So look forward to it. And what's your complaint this week, Jason?
This week, my complaint is people who buy lottery tickets at gas stations.
Gas station?
I hate it. It drives me nuts. It should drive you nuts. If you are one of these people who goes to a variety store and you get your scratch offs or your lottery tickets or whatever, and you do it at the counter and everything like that, and you have to instantly know right away, like, did I win $3 or not? If you're doing that at a variety store, great. I will never see you. I can guarantee you I'll never see you at the gas station. You're at the right spot. Or, sorry, at a variety store.
No.
If you're at a gas station,
That's different.
I would...
That was a big sigh.
I would like to fight any of these people. I would. It's the worst. It's the dumbest thing you can do is to go to a gas station where people are typically in a rush.
Yep.
Typically, like, it's an in and out gig, right? I'm getting a Gatorade, I'm leaving. I'm getting gas, I'm leaving. Getting my receipt because the receipt thing never works at the gas station.
That's
I'm
true.
leaving.
Yep.
Or it didn't
It
take
goes
my
to
card.
print out and it's like,
Exactly.
oh, okay. I guess I don't get to know how much gas I put in my car.
Lovely. Yeah. So it's frustrating when people go up. It's not frustrating. It's stupid.
It is.
It's dumb. You're dumb. If you're listening and you do this, stop
dumb.
doing this. Everybody behind you, including the cashier, thinks you're an idiot. It's just, that's what's going on. If you're scratching off your stupid Plinko ticket at the very front thing when everybody else is in a rush and everybody else has to get places, and you pulled up in some piece of crap with their muffler hanging off of the back of it because you want to get $3 and you just dropped 16 on scratch offs,
Yeah.
you suck, and everybody around you is fully aware. So don't do that. Don't buy lottery tickets there. You know you're gonna buy them. You have your routine down. Go somewhere where people aren't in a rush. Go somewhere where people are just there to buy vape juice and cigarettes.
And they come in
And
with a
go buy your
stack
stuff.
of like 30. They come in with a stack of 30 and they're like, well, these
It's
are all my winning
terrible.
tickets
It's
for the week.
terrible.
And like, beep, congratulations,
do
you won
that.
$2. Beep, congratulations, you won $2. Beep, congratulations,
stupid.
you won $2.
I hate it. It's just don't do that. If this is something you do, stop doing it. I hate you. I hate you so much.
And the three cars that they would usually show up in are like an early Grand Caravan, like an older Dodge Grand Caravan, an older Dodge Neon or Ford Focus, like a small compact car, or a PT Cruiser. Those are the cars that they would show up in. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I would agree. I fucking hate the PT Cruiser, by the way. I hate that car. It's the worst, stupidest, most depressing,
Okay.
poverty,
Okay.
built by idiots
No,
car.
no.
It's so bad.
No.
You disagree
I
with me?
disagree. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I don't think it's the worst car in the world
What?
because it was kind of cool. And
No.
yes, it was
cool
kind,
is
it
not.
was it was kind of
No,
cool.
no.
Hear me
What's
out.
cool for being weird was that Alpha we talked about earlier.
No.
This is not
Hear me
cool
out.
at
Okay.
all.
It came out around the same time as the Plymouth Prowler, and can we agree that the Plymouth Prowler is a cool car?
Other than the fact that it's a V6, yes, it's a very cool car.
It's a very cool car.
Yes.
It came out around the same time. It had around the same design language, like that kind of retro reborn vibe going. Granted, the base ones were terrible, but you could get one with a 2.4 liter turbocharged engine.
Wow.
Yes. And a manual transmission, which was the same engine that was in the Dodge Neon SRT4.
Okay, the Dodge Neon SRT4, underrated, sleepy, cool car.
Yes.
Like, it really is. It was still ugly as shit, but it was a really cool car at heart. The PT Cruiser, you're such a marketing sucker. That is exactly why they made the Prowler, was to get people to go, oh, that looks like the fucking Prowler, so I'll buy a PT Cruiser. I can tell you right now, that manual probably got 100,000 kilometers in and went kaput.
I still like the PT Cruiser. I like it. Would I
Oh, God.
would I go out of my way to buy one? No, but
Can
if
you agree with me that anybody who actively bought one new or drives one today, so not the in between, right? Bought one new, like ordered one from the factory,
Yeah.
or drives one right now in 2022.
Yeah.
Those people are idiots.
No.
Can you agree with me?
No.
So you think spending $28,000 on a loaded PT Cruiser at the time was a smart play?
Yes.
I hate you
If
so much.
if it was a loaded one, 100%. Now I don't like the ones with the wooden paneling. I don't like those ones. But the purple that it had was really nice. I like that kind of deep purple. I think that was a really cool color.
Yeah. Bring back purple cars, by the way.
yes.
There needs to be more purple cars.
100% there
That's
does.
a very, very underused color. Plum Crazy. Dodge. Dodges in 2008 had the best version of that.
Yeah, plum crazy purple.
Mm-hmm.
Or I didn't like the convertible version. Now the convertible version can go, take a swim in the lake,
And not come out.
not come out. No,
Go in the deep end and stay.
go in like drive into the St. Clair River and just sink to the bottom, get
Yeah.
hit by a boat. But the actual sedan versions, I like those. They did have the one version that I do not like even more so than the convertible was the stupid panel van version of the PT Cruiser, because they had the panel van version where it didn't have the windows in the back. and it was just the the one I'm talking
The
about.
mutant, like, shooting brake looking thing.
Yeah,
Where
but
it had some sort of...
it just had the front two doors, and the
Yeah.
rest of it was, your typical. I need to transport vehicle parts from point A to point B.
It was basically somebody was drunk in a bar one night. They're like, let's get one of those shooting brakes going.
Let's take off the back doors, and we won't put any windows in it.
It was the most useless car. I want to stop talking about this. I'm drinking a beer. I'm trying to drink a beer. I want to throw up, personally.
Oh no!
I can't take
Oh,
this.
no.
No, thank you.
I still like it.
No, all right. Well, fuck that car. That might be something we do more often. Because
There's a lot
I
of
don't know.
cars.
I gotta do some market research to make sure you're sane on some of these picks. But fuck that car. I hate it. You're an idiot if you drive one.
I
Next.
No.
I don't want
Okay.
to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Next.
Next.
I want to talk about something else.
Next. Okay. I don't know. What do you...
Ooh. I just got some news.
Oh, you have some news.
Yes, I have some news. Let's see. So the news that I just saw was Ferrari confirms Kim Kardashian is banned from owning certain types of their cars. Did you hear about this?
No.
No, I didn't hear about this either. At the same time, Justin Bieber, 50 Cent, and Nicolas Cage were all rumored to have been blacklisted by Ferrari as well.
Oh, Nicolas Cage
Interesting.
makes me sad.
This is according to some random site called Pop Buzz.
Oh, that sounds...
It is reputable. They do link to legit things here.
Okay.
This is just the first article I've seen, but I'm trying to see what the problem is here.
Well, the Ferrari doesn't like anybody who talks anything about their car other than high praise. Did you... Okay, so on this topic, I'm not too sure if you knew about this, but Ferrari, this was something that I was reading up on. There's a lot of pages that have mentioned this, and YouTube videos. There's a lot of stuff out there. When it comes to the press cars are different than the road cars, the actual customer cars. They're completely different. Now, not in the version of it's a completely different engine and or different chassis or different tires or whatever, but they set the car up different. So if you go and you test a press car for Ferrari, like an F8 Tributo or the 296 GTB, and you go to the track and you test the press car, that press car has been specifically set up for that track. The suspension, the tuning, everything has been specifically set up to feel as good as it possibly can on that track. Mm-hmm. Customer cars are completely different because that's just the standard production car. And I can't remember specific. I think it was Chris Harris, but don't quote me on this.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
But he complained about this, and Ferrari's like, nope, you can't buy any of our cars anymore.
Yeah, which seems crazy. Because like he's calling them out on something that's like blatantly they know is wrong. Otherwise they wouldn't have said, okay, you can't do this anymore. It's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ferrari's weird with stuff like that. I finished reading the article just now, and it seems that all of those people, so Bieber, Kardashian, Nicolas Cage, they weren't taking care of the Ferraris. Which
taking care.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Define taking care.
That's all they say is they're unable to buy special or limited release cars. They can still buy production like standard variants.
Yeah,
but they can't buy anything else. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what information they got. They also cited that Bieber, they didn't like the modifications he made to his last one.
That's fair because I don't like the modification he.
I didn't like him either.
To any car.
People forget it is a really foreign idea for an automaker just to be like, no, you can't buy this car anymore because we didn't like what you did to it. Like, it seems crazy over here. It's like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I bought it. But Ferrari, a lot of these companies, I bet you Lamborghini do the same thing. If you start doing all this, like,
Lamborghini doesn't care.
I think if you did a lot of stupid stuff to a special edition car, they'd be like, you're out.
Yeah, to a special edition, maybe. But I mean, that was like with Deadmau5 and the 458 because Deadmau5 did the Nyan Cat wrap on the Ferrari. Which was
actually pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Ferrari's like, nope, you can't own our cars anymore. You can't buy any of our cars. We don't want you. And
yeah, that was like a blanket. They couldn't do anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then Lamborghini's like, hey, do you want a Huracan?
Yeah, Lamborghini's cool with that stuff. Yeah, but I would say if you do some really dumb stuff to a special edition car, there's no way you're getting another one ever. Even Porsche. I bet you sneaky Porsche, like if you did some crazy aftermarket paint to it and like some Vader stupid kit to it.
Imagine getting one of the limited edition sport classics and then putting an RWB kit on it.
You'd never be able to buy another Porsche again. They'd never let you.
And wrapping it in some, anime girl wrap and I don't know.
Yeah, and you put like one of those
it off a cliff like a Top Gear.
One of those stupid Japanese exhaust things that comes out the back too.
Shotokan?
Ferrari's weird like that. There's a couple automakers that are kind of weird like that, but
I get it. When you make unique cars and you make them for unique clientele, and that unique clientele isn't either maintaining the cars or isn't they're your
low key your spokespeople.
They are.
Like Kim Kardashian's going to be seen getting in and out of her Ferrari how many times, right? Like probably every time.
Yeah.
So if it's disgusting or filthy, which it sounds like that was the case, which is really weird, whatever. Or maybe she just doesn't change the oil. I can honestly see that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to change the oil? It's like, yeah, sweetheart. Like, it's at 23,000 kilometers. You got a 458. Like, thing's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
haven't changed the brake pads on this 2012 California since I got it. What am I gonna do?
Jesus. California, by the way, we saw one at Cars and Coffee. Actually sounds not bad. I have made fun of that car for a long time as kind of this sort of stepchild of Ferrari, this afterthought. But it's actually the newer ones. They're actually pretty sweet.
They are.
I would never spend the money on it. It's not worth it.
No.
Like in that price range, there's way better cars you can get. But it sounds good.
Yeah, and I do agree. I do like the original California. The California T I'm not too big of a fan of. The Portofino is eh.
I have more attachment to the original California, but I think the newer ones are better cars.
Yeah, but the one Ferrari, and I'll finish this Ferrari thing on this.
Yeah.
The Roma. I love the Roma.
Yeah,
it is great in Forza. So beautiful.
Great in Forza. But it's just
the Roma's not in Forza.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
The one with the squiggly taillights. And it sounds great, open top.
What?
The open top Ferrari. What is that?
Oh, the J50.
No, we were just playing it.
What do you mean? That's what? Oh, the Monza.
Monza. God damn it.
That's based off the F12.
Sorry. So
or A12, whatever it is.
Delete that. I think. So Roma. No, the Roma is different. You're right. The Roma is dope.
The Roma is the Grand Tour with the super modern look to it.
Yeah,
I like that.
There's one in town.
Is there?
There is. There's a dark red one. Yeah.
Ooh,
it's nice. It's nice.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's I've only seen it twice, but the one time I saw it was at a McDonald's drive-thru.
Solid.
I don't know. I guess it seemed weird, but no, it was a sweet car. I didn't mind it, but it's it's not a bad day yet though. It actually isn't half bad. It's 22 out.
Is it 22?
Yeah, it's 22. So
Jeez.
I'm wearing pants.
We're both wearing. I'm wearing pants and a sweater.
I'm wearing. Yeah, that's not good. It is much too warm for that. I wore that outfit at Cars and Coffee, and I was a sweaty mess. It was terrible.
I know you were.
Thank God they're giving out free T-shirts there because I was disgusting. So I changed out very quick. The only problem is with the weather. What?
They weren't giving out free T-shirts.
Well, Dan paid.
Oh, okay.
So whatever. So it's just free to me.
Free to you.
So
you didn't pay for them, but someone else paid for them.
Yeah. So okay. I'll classify that as free. I got a free T-shirt, so I was able to de-stink. The only problem is with good weather, I look so bad in shorts. Like I look so terrible. Like not that my legs are bad or anything. It's not my look. It just isn't.
I think my favorite hot weather experience with you was when we went to the Eskimos game and you stood up and your back was drenched.
Canadian football. So it's like American football, but a little bit better. Yeah. So they in Edmonton, the Eskimos, which are called the Edmonton something now.
I think it's the Elks.
Elks. Just a terrible.
So bad.
Such an unintimidating animal. Elk. So we were at this football game, and yeah, we're sitting down, and it's hot, and the sun is just beating down on me. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock, so it's like it's getting later, but it's just it was a warm day, 0 wind. I'm just sitting there. I got jeans on, which was stupid.
Mm-hmm. But you don't look good in shorts.
But I don't look good in shorts. What am I supposed to do? So I got a T-shirt on. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm panting. I'm like, Jesus, I need a beer. I need a water or something. I get up and I feel my back just sticking to the back of the seat. I'm like, oh, like if you didn't have a shirt on and you were sitting in the seat and you kind of got up and it made that like that stick sound. Yep. That's what I had with a shirt on.
Yep.
So I was concerned right off the bat. We get up. Aaron starts laughing. I know it's bad. He's looking at my back. I got like a lighter green shirt on and my back is drenched. And we go up to get a beer. And I just, of course, you see every good-looking female you've ever seen in your life just suddenly decides they want to come out and they're just hanging around.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing everything I can to make sure my back is not facing them because it looks like a fucking wet wipe. It was so bad.
You're crab walking against the wall.
Oh, it was bad. It was so embarrassing. Oh my God.
I still have that picture.
Me too. It's funny to look back on, but like, God, that was a terrible 20 minutes of waiting in line and just, ugh. I did not look good. I did not feel good. That would have been a good time to get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I would have spent like $60 to get a new T-shirt at that point. I think part of it was not having like a very breathable T-shirt. That was a big contributor. But yeah, that was not one of my highlights for sure.
What a great car podcast. We started off talking about beer and something else, and now
Yes,
we're
this
ending
is
on
the
football.
go-to resource if you want to hear about celebrities not being able to buy cars, squirrel talk, beer talk, and sticky, sweaty back shirts. This is the place to be for all of that.
Thank you for joining the Forza
Yeah.
World podcast. On our next episode, we're going to talk about blankets.
Something about that. Supposedly, we talk about cars, so we'll let you know next week if that's something that happens. We sort of did that this week, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything. Do we got anything planned next week? Not really. Most of our races and everything are in June. As a reminder, we've got a lot of events coming up. We've got that F1 race, which is kind of like mid to end June, July 1st-ish, that weekend.
Yep.
That's when we're doing the IMSA race.
Yep, the Porsche Cars and Coffee, which is going to be in June as well.
Yep,
I think that's the
Vintage GP.
same, the Vintage GP, but that's the same weekend though. That's my issue because
What is?
the Cars and Coffee and the Vintage GP,
Oh, for
June
June.
19th, same
tough
weekend. Yep, I'm not, so I probably won't be at the Cars and Coffee, or depending on what's going on at the Vintage GP, I might not be at that.
Yeah.
But either way,
It's going to be packed summer. Yeah, it's going to be packed summer, and I'm sure we'll actually get to more car talk at some point too,
Yes.
which is also good. But
and some exhaust talk as well, from what I hear is in the works.
yes,
Mr.
yes,
Jason.
we'll leave on a good note as a pun.
Ha ha
And,
ha.
ha ha ha.
Good exhaust note.
Kill me. So, the talk. For those of you that don't know, the car I have is a C63 with the old 6.2 liter engine in it, and
What edition is it, Jason?
it's a 507 sedan. So
Ooh.
it's rare. Most people could give a fuck about it, but it is rare. It's in the Magno. I won't get too much into my car, but it's hard to find.
Congratulations on
Yeah, nobody cares. It's okay. But what people might care about is I've been flirting with the idea of maybe doing a long tube header system or doing secondary cat delete. So I am pleased to announce I have got a Facebook Marketplace exhaust on the way, factory exhaust with
Reliable.
the cats already. Actually, it's in good shape. It already showed
Yeah,
up.
I'm just bugging you.
So yeah, fuck you. So the secondaries are already cut out of it. We got to put some straight pipes in it. I was going to do it myself, but I decided that there's a place in town that can actually fabricate that piece very well. So I'm going to have them do it. I'll see about it a little before and after action. It really depends on what the shop will let me show parts wise, but sound wise, yeah, that'll probably be a video we put out, and it's going to be interesting to see what the volume difference is. And if it is not to my liking, we will be putting headers in, and I will be getting many tickets, which will also be fun. It's a loud car. It's just not loud enough right now. So yeah, lots of fun stuff in the work. That is June 6th. That is happening. It got pushed back a little bit. So June is going to be a crazy, crazy month. Hopefully video is popping by then. We're working on that. Working on some big stuff with some big people. And yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun time for us right now. So
Yeah, we're excited to have you along for the ride, and we're excited to continue this on. So thank you very much for joining us for episode 2,
yeah.
and we'll see you next time.